Good afternoon everyone. Today's session will start with an variable length encoding. So in the previous session I have explained you about a fixed length encoding technique and what is the disadvantages of an fixed length encoding technique. So what are the disadvantages there? So even though any of the character is occurring a less number of a time in the text, or it is occurring more number of the times in the text, the code word generated, the length of the code word generated will be the same. Suppose the character A is occurring 10 times, character B is occurring 100 times, then for both the A and the B, the length of the code word is same. Okay, if it is 3, there also it is 3, like that. So in order to overcome that one, the variable length encoding technique will be used. So how to overcome that disadvantage is that, suppose if the character A is occurring 10 times in the text and the character B is occurring 100 times in the text, then make sure that the length of the code word for the B, is very less when compared to, or it is less than the length of the code word that is used for an character A. Got it? Suppose if A is occurring 10 times, B is occurring 100 times, then make sure that the length of the code word for this is 1 and the length of the code word for this may be an 3, like that. So then obviously the amount of the space what we are using in order to save that particular text will be reduced if we are generating the code word like this. The code word for B is 0, the code word for A is 0, 1, 1. So obviously it will reduce the space compared to the fixed length encoding technique. So now but in this particular case, one more input you require along with the whichever the character that are occurring in the text. So assume that these are the characters that are occurring in the given text, okay, in the given document. So we should also know that along with the characters which are occurring in the given text, we should know that how many times the A is occurring, how many times B is occurring. So here 10 times A is occurring, 100 times B is occurring. So if I know that one, then only I can decide what about the length of the code word for that particular character. So along with the character, you need to have what is the probability of the occurrence of each of the character. They won't give you the direct value, they will give you the probability. What is the percentage of that particular character may occur in a given text. Like that, A is occurring in 0.35% and B is occurring 0.1%. Make sure that the sum of all of them should be equal to 1. Okay, sum of all of them should be equal to 1, or if I'll take this is 35%, this is 10%, this is 20%, again sum of all those percentage should be equal to 100. So make sure that one before you will continue. Otherwise, whatever the problem they have given, it is obviously the wrong one. So sum of all these probabilities should be equal to 1. Make sure that one. Okay. So now A is occurring 0.35%. So all these probabilities they have already given. Now how to construct the code word for by using this variable length encoding technique. So in order to do that one, you start with the leaf nodes here. Start with the leaf nodes. How many are there? 5. So for one of them, one leaf node. For one of the character which is occurring in the text, you will be having a one of the leaf node. Okay, so mention that one. So here assume that there is no perfect order for this one. However you want, you can consider. So let me take this as a B. The probability is 0.1, and let me take this as underscore with the probability of 1.5, and this is C, D, A. Now, why I have taken in this particular order, you will come to know when you will solve this particular problem. Okay. So these are the probability of the occurrence of these characters. Once I'll start with the leaf node for each of the character, then you consider the subtrees with a least probability. Okay. Consider the subtrees within. This is one subtree, this is one subtree. Now initially all these are a tree with a single node, correct? So consider the subtrees with an least cost, which are those 0.1 and 0.15. Join them in order to form a single tree. So consider the subtrees with the least probability, add them to get a single subtree, and the value of this root of this subtree, the resultant subtree, is the addition of these two. So it is 0.25. It is 0.25. So same thing. Now which are the minimum? It is 0.25, 0.2, 0.2, 0.35. So obviously the minimum are these two. So join them in order to. So join these two subtree to form a one more single subtree with a root value as an 0.4. So now 0.25, 0.4, 0.35. Which are the minimum you are having? 0.35 and the 0.25. So they are the minimum. So what I will do, instead of considering here, it will look awkward. So just I will consider here 0.35. What is that character? A. Now I will combine these two in order to construct the one more subtree. So 0.35 and 0.25. So how much it is? 0.6. Now obviously the next one will be the last one. This one. Write it neatly, that tree properly. So this will be 1.0. So that will be at 1.0. So now once if I constructed this particular tree, then follow the same thing what we have done for a fixed length. Whenever I will travel towards the left, 0. Whenever I will travel towards the right, the label of the edge is 1. Left 0, right 1, left 0, right 1. So it is left 0, right 1. So now once if I constructed this Huffman tree, now the easy to generate the code word. So what is the code word for the A? 0, 0. Code word for the A is 0, 0. What is the code word for the B? 0, 1. 0, 1. What is the code word for what is the code word for a B? 0. Travel from root to that particular leaf node. Okay. So traveling towards the A from the root is 0, 0. Towards B is 0, 1, 0. 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0. And to the underscore it is 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Next for C it is 1, 0, 1, 0. And for D it is 1, 1. Okay. Now you can observe here the one which is having a lowest probability, the code word length is 3. Here also the probability of underscore is less, that is 0.15. So its code word length is 3. The other character which are having the probability of 0.35 and 0.2, they are having a code word of the length 2. So whichever is having a lowest probability, that is having the code word of highest length. Okay. So that is how the code word will be generated in a variable length encoding technique. Okay, got it. So initially what we have to do, for each of the character, take one leaf node. So each one of them, they are nothing but the trees now. Now you consider the subtree with the least probability, add them to construct one single tree, and their root node value will be the sum of those two leaf nodes. So like that you continue till you will get the probability as an 1. So at that particular moment you stop that one and give the label for the edges. Whenever we will move towards the left 0, towards right is 1. So like that you give the labeling for each of the edges. Now in order to generate the code word, you start with the root node and reach the leaf node. So along that path, whatever the edges you are reaching, so that will be the code word. Okay. So this is how the Huffman tree will be generated. Now with this one, you will take one example, DAA underscore BC, something like this. Okay. Now how to generate the, how to encode this particular text. D means 1, 1, A means 0, 0, 0, 0, underscore is 0, 1, 1, B is 0, 1, 0, C is 1, 0, C is 1, 0. So this is the encoded message for DAA underscore BC. So this is at the sender side. What about in the receiver side? The receiver side, while performing and decoding, how you will come to know that D will have 2 bits and A will have 2 bits and underscore will have 3 bits, and which one is having B is having 3 bits. How they will come to know that one? So in order to know that one, this particular coding technique uses a concept that none of the code word for any of the character is a prefix of another code word. Remember this point. Any code word you take, that will not be the prefix of one more code word. Any code word is not a prefix of any other code word. You take this 00. Is this 00 is a code word for A? Is it is a prefix for any other code word? No, 00. 0 is there, not 00. So, is this code word is a prefix for any other code word? No. Okay. Now you take this complete code word 010. Is this 010 is a prefix for any other code word? No. Take 10. Is 10 complete 10, not single one. Complete code word is a prefix for any other code word? No. It is 01. Okay, not 10. 11 is not a prefix for any other code word. 011 is not a prefix for any other code word. This is how the characters will be recognized in the receiver side. Okay. So now we'll start with this one. 1 is a code word for anything? No. Then is 11 is a code word? Yes, 11 is a code word. So obviously this will not be a prefix of any other code word. Yes. So it is D. Next they will read 0. Is 0 is a code word? No. Is a code word? Is a code word for A. So it will not be an code word for, prefix for any other code word. So it is A. Same thing 00 A. Now 0. No, it is not a code word. 01. It is not a code word. 011 yeah, code word. So it is underscore. Then 0 no. Then 01 no. 010 B. Next 1 no. 10 yes. So now we got this whatever that encoded message is there, we have decoded it and we got it back. That is DAA underscore BC. So this is how your that is variable length encoding technique will work. Now you consider the same thing in the fixed length encoding technique. Assume that each of them they are having 3-bit code word. Then how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is how much? 6 into 3. 18 bits are required in case of the, assume that each of the code word length in the fixed length encoding is 3. Then how much bits are required in order to send this message? 18. How much it is through this? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So here it is 14. So it's how much? 4 bits are reduced in this particular case, variable length. If it is occurring one time, assume that the same text is occurring 100 times in the document, then 100 into 4, 400 bits of the memory we will be saving. So that is the advantage of using this variable length encoding technique. So we will consider one more example for the same thing. Consider this particular example. So now you just 0.01 you keep one side, 0.015, 0.15, 0.2, 0.4. Any order you can write. You may get a different tree also. You may get a different code word also. I am not telling that all of you should have a same code word. Okay. It all depends on how you are considering your leaf node. So all of them may get a different code words also. Don't worry for that. Now these two are minimum. Join them. So it is 0.25. Then 0.35. Okay. Then these two 0.6. 0.11. Okay, now 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay, now what is the code word what we have generated for A? Okay, we have not written this. B, D underscore, then 0.2 is for C, 0.4 is for A. So what is the code word you have generated? Number of a time, 40% of this particular character is occurring 40% time. So the length of the code word is very small. Next, B. C 011, then D 001 underscore 010. Okay, these are the code words what we have generated. Almost for all of them they are having 3-bit length, but for the A, which is occurring more number of the time, the length of the code word is 1. Okay, so now check, is any of the code word is a prefix of any other code word? Is 1 is a prefix for anything? No, 1 is not at all a prefix of any other code. Is 000 is a prefix? No. Is 011 is a prefix for any other code word? No. Is 001 is a prefix for any other? No. Is 010 is a prefix for any other? No. Therefore, whatever you have generated the code word, it is fine. Like that, they may give you some text and they may tell you to encode and decode that text. So you can do that. Few more examples are there in the notes, you go through. And regarding lab programs, shortly I will start with the lab programs also. Okay, thank you.